Hello there, my friends. Welcome to the Star Wars Vault. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for new Star Wars content every week. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Today I have a new fan fiction for you, and I hope to do a good job of entertaining you. We all know that in Revenge of the Sith, it is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi that goes alone to fight General Grievous, with the goal of ending the Clone Wars once and for all. But in this video, we shall explore an alternative story pertaining to this plot point. So without further ado, let's get started. What if Anakin Skywalker went to fight General Grievous on Utapau? We begin our story shortly after Chancellor Palpatine nominates Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker to the Jedi Council as his personal representative. Of course, as expected, the Jedi Council does not grant the rank of Master to Anakin. However, he is still awarded a seat and is now a Jedi High Council member. Much anger and frustration begins to boil within Anakin after being denied what he sought after most. The lack of trust and acknowledgement from the other council members leaves him feeling isolated. How can he count on the Jedi to have pure intentions when handling affairs that involve him? Especially after Obi-Wan gave him an unofficial task of spying on Palpatine. The Jedi Council does not want this request to be on record. In Anakin's mind, this is a form of treason. The Jedi Knight rushes to the opera to meet with Palpatine after he got message that the Chancellor wished to see him. It is here where the Chancellor tells Anakin the Sith legend of Darth Plagueis the Wise. In this story, the young Jedi learns of a powerful Sith Lord who could use the Force to save his loved ones from death. After experiencing nightmares of Padme dying in childbirth, this piqued Anakin's interest greatly. Now, before Palpatine took the time to tell this story to Anakin, he informed him that the Republic has finally found the location of General Grievous. He apparently escaped to the Utapau system. The Chancellor told Anakin he would worry about the Council's wisdom had they not chose him for this mission of confronting Grievous, citing how Anakin is clearly the best choice by far. Of course, Palpatine suggesting that Anakin be the one to hunt down and destroy Grievous was fully meant to undermine the Jedi Council. The Chancellor not only hoped the Council would ignore this request, he expected it. Unfortunately for the leader of the Republic, he very well may get what he formally asked for. Anakin heads to the Council chambers for another meeting. The newfound intel on the location of Grievous has Jedi Masters Yoda and Mace Windu wondering who would be the best candidate to lead this assault on Utapau. The youngest council member in history decides to speak up. The Chancellor has requested that I lead the campaign, Anakin states. The Jedi makes up its own mind on who is to go, not the Chancellor, Master Windu retorts. Anakin looks down in disappointment. Right you are, Master Windu. However, Chancellor Palpatine is hopeful that we deny his suggestion, I sense. Working against his true intentions, sending Skywalker may actually be, Master Yoda adds. Wait a minute, you think if the Council elects Anakin to lead a team against Grievous, that the Chancellor would actually be thrown off guard? Obi-Wan asks. Well, I must admit, it's a clever strategy, Master Yoda. But the most important thing at hand is making sure General Grievous is destroyed on this mission. Anakin, do you believe you can do this on your own? Mace Windu inquires. Yes, of course, Master, Anakin answers. Yoda asks the Council, all in favor of this? With everyone responding, aye. Okay, it's settled then, Master Windu says. Anakin will lead the campaign against General Grievous on Utapau. May the Force be with us all. Anakin runs quickly over to Padme's apartment to inform her of his mission. She begins to worry for his safety, but he assures her everything will be alright, and that he will put an end to this war for good. They hold each other for a moment, before kissing goodbye. Anakin was instructed to avoid Palpatine before he leaves Coruscant for his mission. As young Skywalker gets ready to fly to Utapau with his Jedi starfighter, he takes a walk with his former master and friend, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He expresses how sorry he is for lashing out at him and the Council for not being a master. He lets Obi-Wan know how gracious he is for the Council to trust him with this ever so important task. Obi-Wan looks at his old apprentice with a smile, telling him how strong and wise he has become. He also tells Anakin that if he destroys Grievous, thus ending the war, the Council will have no choice but to make him a Jedi Master. Anakin smiles back as he heads toward his ship. "Obi-Wan, may the Force be with you," Anakin says. "Goodbye, old friend, and may the Force be with you." The Jedi Knight begins his flight to the Utapau system after coordinating a battle plan with his 501st clones. Due to the siege of Mandalore, Anakin doesn't have his trusty Commander Rex. Luckily, Obi-Wan gifted his commander to Anakin, Commander Cody, for his mission. Meanwhile, the Jedi Council hosts a subsequent shadow meeting in the chambers on how to deal with Palpatine while Anakin is away on the mission. They hadn't even told the Chancellor their decision while Anakin was still around on the Capitol. Mace and Obi-Wan decide to travel to Palpatine's office together to inform him of the news. After passing some new amendments in the Senate chambers that further exploit the Constitution, Palpatine heads back to his main quarters. He begins to wonder why he hasn't heard from the Jedi yet. He sends an alert out to have a meeting with Anakin, not knowing that he had just left the planet. The rogue Sith Lord begins to ponder in his mind. What are the Jedi up to? It's not like them to leave me in the dark. I can't even sense Anakin's feelings. Where is he? I need to speak to him to make sure that he's still very much conflicted. Surely he must be. There's no way the Council chose him to confront Grievous, especially since I made sure they knew it was my suggestion. After minutes of residing in a state of confusion where Palpatine never finds himself, two Jedi Masters walk into the Chancellor's office. "Ah, Master Windu, Master Kenobi. It's so nice for you to join me. What brings you here? Have you decided on how to combat General Grievous after what we learned from the clone's intelligence?" "Yes, Your Excellency. We wanted to stop by to personally thank you for your suggestion. We agree fully with you that Anakin was the best choice to lead the assault campaign on Grievous. He is on his way to the Utapau system now," Mace answers. Palpatine is visibly shaken. He can't believe the Jedi actually decided to call his bluff for once, after all these years. "Oh my, I'm sure your decision didn't come without much debate, I would assume," Palpatine answers. "Well, Chancellor, the Council usually makes up its own mind and would normally prefer a master with more experience. But as you know, I train Anakin myself and there's almost nothing that young man can't do," Obi-Wan replies. "I see. Well, let's hope that young Skywalker is up to the task. I understand it's a very dangerous mission. The boy has exceptional skills, Chancellor. Are you not his greatest vote of confidence?" Mace asks. "Of course, Master Windu. I just worry for the boy's well-being. I've watched over him since he arrived a long time ago," Palpatine answers. "As have I. Anakin will handle General Grievous and end this war for us all, Chancellor. I assure you," Obi-Wan states. The Jedi Masters bow their heads and leave, as Palpatine begins to panic internally. The Jedi discuss how they noticed the Chancellor starting to become undone when hearing their news. This only reassures their assumptions that the Chancellor was making large efforts to undermine and work against them. How? They still are unsure of that. At night, the secret Sith Darth Sidious starts to contemplate what he must do next. The Jedi threw a wrench into his plans. He must deviate and find another path. How could they actually send Anakin to Utapau? This ruins almost everything. Sidious has no doubt Anakin will be successful. The Jedi Council will expect Palpatine to end the war as well as step down from office. If he doesn't, they will remove him by force, most likely. Sidious knows he still has Order 66 in his back pocket. But if he doesn't have Anakin, how will he destroy the Jedi Temple and thus the Jedi Order? The Dark Lord stews on this all night, knowing whatever his new plan will have to be enacted by the next night. In the meantime, Anakin lands on Utapau, secretly infiltrating the higher levels of the compound where Grievous is located. Skywalker makes contact with Commander Cody, informing him of where he will be when he begins the assault. Anakin walks around on a hidden bridge as he spots Grievous just below him. The young Jedi decides to nonchalantly jump down to the general's level as he shouts, This is where the fun begins, with a giant grin. General Grievous turns around to cough as he yells, "Anakin Skywalker, you fool! Your bravery shall get you crushed. Kill him." Several battle droids and Magna Guards begin to attack Anakin, who checks his surroundings and releases what best would be called retribution. This force power lifts and crushes all the droids around him, to which he pushes them off the edges after the mass destruction. Anakin smiles at Grievous. "Is that really all you got?" This angers the cyborg general, who claps back. "I will deal with this Jedi scum myself. You are doomed, Skywalker. I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku." General Grievous begins to ignite 4 lightsabers at once. "Well, maybe you should remember that I killed Count Dooku, Grievous. You are about to be next," Anakin states. General Grievous laughs as he engages Anakin in lightsaber combat. An incredible light show takes place as the remaining B-1 battle droids look on in awe. Grievous may have 4 arms with sabers, but Skywalker is able to keep up with his swift and powerful strikes. He even takes to the offensive after the initial parries. Grievous swings for Anakin's head, to which he ducks and disarms one of his cybernetic limbs. Down to 3 weapons, Grievous kicks Anakin backwards with tremendous force. Anakin, slow to get up, has to defend 3 lightsabers coming down on top of him as Grievous pours on the pressure. Pinned to his back, Anakin force pushes the general off the platform down to a lower level. Anakin jumps down in pursuit of the cyborg, who continues to battle the poster boy of the Clone Wars. Anakin manages to chop off another one of Grievous's arms, now down to 2. The Jedi begins to excel against the dual-wielding cyborg, even pushing the general backwards with his explosive offensive skills. Using momentum off of the parries of one lightsaber to the other, General Grievous decides that he cannot win this contest in this fashion. He throws his lightsabers at Anakin, who in turn deflects both of the flying swords. Grievous jumps off and rolls down to a much lower platform, hoping to escape, but is met by the incomparable Anakin Skywalker. Grievous punches the lightsaber out of his hand and begins to manhandle the Jedi. Anakin gets brutally beaten up and thrown around. He knows he can't keep taking this punishment if he wants to survive. Grievous picks up Anakin with one arm and lifts him into the air, asking, "Any last words, Skywalker?" Grunting in agony, Anakin realizes he can't physically hurt Grievous with his organic body. Then he quickly remembers something: his right arm. Anakin begins to punch General Grievous in the face repeatedly, noticing it has tremendous effect. His cybernetic arm has seemed to be useful in this moment. He grabs Grievous's face, most notably his eyes, and crushes the general's eyes completely with his right hand. As Grievous shouts in pain and starts to back up, Anakin uses the Force to crush the heart and lungs of Grievous, effectively killing him. Anakin takes his lightsaber to carve up the cyborg to ensure his death. He looks up and sees Commander Cody leading the clones on the assault versus the remaining battle droids. The Jedi Knight smirks at what he sees. Mission accomplished. Back on Coruscant, the Jedi begin to hear word from Anakin's team that General Grievous has been destroyed. This gives the Jedi all the ammunition they require in order to force Chancellor Palpatine to step down from office. However, this news came in very late as it's dark out now. Normally the Jedi would wait till the next day to solve matters, but this was a dire situation. They inform Master Yoda, who is with the Wookiees on Kashyyyk, that they plan to head to Palpatine's office with this news. As they end their hologram call, however, a giant army of clones approaches the Jedi Temple. This confuses Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, and every other Jedi in the Order. A dark-cloaked figure stands in front of thousands of clones, armed and ready. Before they can think to ask what is going on, they sense an evil plot to destroy the Jedi. The cloaked figure turns around and stares at the clone army and shouts, "Execute Order 66!" as the clone troopers begin to fire at the Jedi in the temple. Operation Nightfall is underway. Dozens upon dozens of Jedi Knights and Padawans begin to fall to the ground. The Dark Leader yells at Jedi Masters Windu and Kenobi, "Once more the Sith will rule the galaxy." revealing himself as Darth Sidious, the Sith who hid in the shadows all this time. Obi-Wan and Mace ignite their elegant weapons and begin to defend the temple. Darth Sidious uses his Sith lightning to electrocute Jedi all over the place. His ability to kill several Jedi at the same time and repeat it is absolutely terrifying. Meanwhile, on Utapau, Anakin had just survived an assassination attempt by his clones after Order 66. He is able to sneak into his starfighter and heads back to Coruscant. Back at the temple, the war wages on. Hundreds of Jedi have been killed. The clones have proven to be too much for the Jedi to handle, especially when caught off balance. Obi-Wan and Mace are still alive as they try to close in on the Sith Lord. Palpatine shocks each of them from a distance, despite their efforts to block the lightning bolts with their sabers. The Jedi Temple is starting to fall. Just on the outside of the entrance, Master Yoda arrives and sees Anakin returning from his mission. The two Jedi meet as they both realize a hit order has been put out on the Jedi. They team up to kill all of the clone troopers guarding the outside of the temple. Anakin and Yoda head inside to where they find thousands of dead bodies. Clones, Padawans, Knights, Masters, Younglings even. "Who could have done this, Master Yoda?" Anakin asks. Yoda points directly at Sidious, who is currently torturing Obi-Wan. The two rush at the Sith, who force pushes both Anakin and Yoda away. Mace Windu wakes up from unconsciousness and sees Obi-Wan being electrocuted. He goes in to save him, and ensues a lengthy lightsaber duel with Palpatine. The evil Sith Lord cackles as he eventually bests Master Windu with a blade to the heart when Obi-Wan tries to join in. The 2v1 only hurt Mace's ability to channel the dark side against Palpatine. He was better off fighting one-on-one. As Mace Windu dies, Master Kenobi is about to be next until Anakin begins to force choke Darth Sidious. Palpatine can't believe Anakin made it back in time during the Purge, and is ever so regretful that he couldn't turn the young Jedi to the dark side. Yoda realizes in this moment that Anakin is the chosen one, and he must trust in the Force that he will defeat the Sith. Obi-Wan is force pushed harshly into the wall, effectively knocked out. Darth Sidious begins an epic lightsaber duel with Anakin one-on-one. "It's a shame you couldn't learn from my teachings, Anakin. You could have been so powerful in the dark side," Sidious exclaims. Anakin has a moment of true understanding. "Wait, Chancellor Palpatine? You're the Sith?" he yells. "You were supposed to be my pupil until the Jedi messed it all up. You weren't supposed to leave, but since you did, you weren't supposed to be here for this. Now you are my true rival. Now you will die an awful death, Skywalker." The lightsaber duel wasn't enough for these two powerful forces. Anakin, now fueled with pure anger and hatred towards the Sith, decides to focus and channel all his power directed at Sidious. A giant force storm swallows the middle of the temple. Yoda continues fighting off clones in the corner. Obi-Wan starts to awake as he sees a huge white ball with a bluish-purple glow surrounding it. Inside this glowing ball of energy, Anakin and Palpatine stare into each other's eyes with great intent, both trying to destroy the other. A massive explosion occurs that pushes everyone back. Shortly after the mist clears, Anakin alone is seen on the floor in the middle of the temple. Darth Sidious has been completely obliterated by the Chosen One. Obi-Wan, although still in rough shape, hurries over to Anakin's body. Hoping that his old Padawan is not dead, he feels Anakin's heartbeat and is relieved. Yoda walks up to the two as he puts his little hand on the forehead of Anakin. There are few surviving Jedi in the temple, only a few Padawans and younglings who did their best to hide. Many of the Jedi around the galaxy had been executed by their clone troopers. Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda inform the Senate of what has transpired. The Republic gets into contact with the scientists on Kamino in order to shut down the clones so that they immediately stop their Order 66 mandate to spare the remaining Jedi. The Clone War has ended, and the Chancellor has been extinguished, needing a new leader. Senator Amidala, along with others, successfully reversed the constitutional amendments that Palpatine had passed. Anakin is hailed by Grand Master Yoda as the Chosen One for destroying the Sith. Although Sidious was almost successful in his plot to destroy the Jedi Order, Master Yoda tasks Anakin with leading the future of the Jedi Order, as he is granted the rank of Master finally. He is allowed to be open in public with his marriage to Padme, as the two welcome their baby twins. Obi-Wan is bestowed the honor as the new Grand Master of the Jedi, as Yoda looks to be an advisor to him on the Council. Anakin Skywalker leads the surviving younglings into the future as a new, improved Jedi Order. One that sheds the dogmatic teachings and doesn't completely fear the dark side. One that emphasizes balance, control, and to remember to always stray in the light. And that is what would happen if Anakin Skywalker went to fight General Grievous instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I had such a fun time making this story. I want to know what you guys thought about this. Did you like this fan fiction? Was there something you didn't like? What parts were your favorite? How would you have written this what if? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, make sure to force push the like button if you did enjoy the video. It really helps the channel. I'll be back to bring you yet another new fan fiction in a few days, so until then, my friends, may the Force be with you.